Atana Meshaya Koromatome Akaraka Atashayan Korimki Oramasayo Karamatan Ofot Oshanayaka Aharotim Kriasni Yohayakani. Ah, Tadaba. So what do you want to say about your family? He misses his children greatly. He wants Ephraim and Yehuda together to get along and one in his hand too. Why can't you get that through? Why are you so hard-headed? Why do you hurt the Father's heart? You see those empty chairs at the Father's table? Well, now those people that lost children, now they understand the pain, don't they? Those that lost their children, now they understand their pain. Those lost them all the time. Why? Why, Yehuda? Why do you have to feel so much pain? This is the only time we act. Are you going to be a light to the world? Are you going to run and hide? Are you going to shine the menorah? Or you're not even going to put oil in it at all? What good is a menorah with no oil in it? You need the Spirit to come in and fill it. Fill your heart with love. And you'll see it in their eyes. They're the ones that love you, Yehuda. The bride of the 10 lost tribes. And they're coming through Yeshua. Because he came here as a spirit of love to show you the dove. That's what you do every Passover too. You take the dove's feather, the Father does, and takes a little light, Yeshua, Zeranpin, takes it and takes the leaven, the pride, the ego, and takes it out, puts it on the wooden spoon and takes it out and burns it, burning his own excrement. All that pride of our own, all of that went into our, in a sense, it went on to Yeshua. He did it to buy his bride because that's what he had to do. That's what he was meant to do. He didn't want to do it. He cried out, Father, no, take this cup from me. Don't make me go. But he says, no, not my will be done, but your will be done. And with outstretched arms, he says, this is what love would do. This is the Mashiach for you. Came to show us how to do it. The Tav literally is a cross. He's the Aleph and the Tav. It was just a way to show love and how to do the Torah correctly. Let me just share with you now from what I know as a prophet that I am. He goes where he's welcome. The Spirit will. And if he's not welcome at a place, he will go. He didn't have me shake the dust off my feet in Jerusalem. He didn't. I wonder if in some way, but he told me it was the Shekina was leaving with me. The covering. An image of the whole bride is what I'm trying to say. Because Yehuda doesn't want Ephraim to come home. Stop vexing Ephraim. We're the only ones that love you. Yes, we're a whore of a bride. That's why he says Jerusalem's a whore too. That's what it is. Isn't it kind of a secret that Esther is? Not a whore, but you know what I mean. Come on. She pleased the king. A night with the king. Whatever she did, he picked her. A hidden Hebrew. Look at the fate of that. How? Why? Huh. And the king couldn't go against his own word, could he? And the king wanted war, too. Vashti didn't. She was planning her own party. I see a lot of the Christian church that way. Whew. They're not going to show up to the wedding anyway. They think it's a bondage. They were lied to. What are you going to do? I only wanted those that wanted to love me and know me. They're the ones I showed the law to. Don't deny them, Yehuda. Don't deny them, Yehuda. Don't deny my bride. You, my groomsmen. They'll be 10 to the code of you. Share them your Torah too. And they'll share you the light that they will know, and a gift to the temple that you didn't know would give you so much pleasure of knowing him in different ways. Couldn't withstand to be fully in one, because all is him, isn't it? But he showed us who the Messiah was the spirit of love. He had me wear a hat. It says, be the Messiah everywhere. Why? He told me they need to know that you could be a Messiah too. To something. I saved 2 bees today. I did. I was willing to grab him by a hand and take him outside rather than getting squished in the screen. I was something's Messiah. And now there's IDF going everywhere and people everywhere. People even in Gaza too that are godly people. We're hidden everywhere, you know what I mean? It's love. Not fear. Not fear. Not fear. But pure love from above. And it's his light. And it shines really bright. And it blesses and curses too. Because it's him and you. And this is how his kingdom's coming. We're getting judged the way we judge. Scary stuff, isn't it? So to be a Messiah is not easy. But it says Messiahs are going up the hill in Obadiah. This was a confirmation of what Abba was telling me. 144,000 teachers of peace. All around the world, there'll be kings and priests. I see him. She's the bride that comes in, that he indwells here on earth. It's like 144,000 rods of iron coming into the earth. It's how he grounds here. I was just supposed to be the first one up the hill. There's been many prophecies, you see. But I'm here to show you too how he can flow through you. That was the whole idea, you see. That he flowed through me and you and me. One mind in Moshiach and the spirit of love. With outstretched arms, he said, this is how much I love you. I'll burn in my own excrement if that's what I would have to do to show you I love you. Perfect idea of love. And now the time of Jacob's trouble has come. And it's time for his bride to be one. And be kadoshed for the wedding. Because every holiday we keep together, we're united too. But Yehuda, stop vexing Ephraim. It's your bride. And you'll see the love that she'll have for you. You'll teach the Torah. You'll be so bright. And she'll show it to you from Joseph's coat of many colors, you see. She'll bring home the Shekina in a whole new way. Leaving the door for Eliyahu is leaving for the door for that spirit too. But it's the spirit of the bride, you see. For he's of the northern kingdom. And he's bringing his children home. The Father's children home. See, I'm not really supposed to be known until it's time. But I do these things for honoring him so that there's a track too. Because I want all to know him too. I want everyone to know him. I await the day that nobody says, oh, let me teach you about God, because they all know him, but we're all knowing him from a different angle. And we'll say, well, teaching, what we're going to be doing is learning about each other, because we are different portions of him. So I see an eternity of us being one in him, and I see this fire of love between a people that just flowed. It was like honey and gold and fire. Pure love, one for another. Everybody did what they wanted to do. That was their gift to do. It was their talent. And they didn't have to work for money. It wasn't about that. It was working for love. It was working to give the gift the way that God made you. You see all these vaccines and things that's, oh my goodness, I hope it doesn't trigger anything. But these were meant to harm the Hebrew people that didn't trust in him. Especially the Levi too. And that's why it harmed us so much. I didn't listen to Abba when he told me not to let my son take his, or when he told me not to do mine years ago. Started all these autoimmune diseases in me. And that was the goal, you see. But I had to suffer. I had to go through hell. I still go through it, but not as bad, because he goes through it with me. And I get to come out and he experiences it for me. That's the beauty of it. When you connect through Yeshua, because that's what he said he would give us, right? He would give us salvation, Yeshua. It's the spirit of love. It's the spirit of love. There's no greater love than to lay your life down for a friend. I think it's a very important message today. People are being tested in every way. Why do you think he brought the darkness up? We called it out, literally, on the day that was prophesied. We spoke the days that the Messiah would be made known too. Oh my God, what does that mean? All I know is I'm going to let him live in me. And I die daily so that can happen too. Because I just adore him and love him. And realize I give all the dust back to him. It's his light that holds me together anyway. But his love will kill you. It's so strong and jealous. So, what am I trying to say? His kingdom is coming, and it's fire. It's love, pure love. People will do and say what they have to because it's love to do. And if they don't, it means that they don't love you. And it's going to be hard to handle one another because it's fire on fire and sword against sword, but one sharpens the other, doesn't it? And these are wars in the kingdoms above. These are wars in the heavens, too. Everybody needs to go to their rightful places. And that's why he says he's shaking up the world, to put everybody in their rightful places. And so, everything will be made known, how the Father is going to work this thing. But just know and trust. He declared the end from the beginning. If something happens to you, maybe you're born with one of the 4 top pain conditions known to man. So you have to suffer almost everybody's type of pain. So that you can understand his body. It all makes sense, Abba. And just the icing on the cake is when you told me that Lev and Levi meant connection. You told me I have a disconnection disease. I was born like this. I was knit in my mother's womb this way. But I had to feel his body, the Father's body, and it hurts. That's why he told me, it was years ago, he told me it was a Levite disease. But now when I found out Levi meant connection, it's like, of course. So Levi didn't keep we didn't keep the temples holy. And we're sorry. My bloodline. But he's waking us up through the Messiah to come back home, to do what we're supposed to do and offer our gifts to the temples. We are the living temples. We're an image of it too, in every way. And if you're willing to help me build his kingdom, then send your gifts my way. Because he's already showed me how to build it. And other people, I've told people, and they try to build it themselves. And I get to see their pride. And then guess what I get to do? I get to put them beneath me too. Why? Well, actually, it's just the job that he gave me to do. Spiritually. Because it had a spirit of pride, I told him who he was. The one that's in charge of the temple is where the gifts go to. And you thought I was supposed to give it out to you. I was supposed to tithe to you? As Eliyahu? To Peter? Really? And then you got somebody codes to say that you found the code in under my verse is where he literally gave me the energy and gave me the strength to run up a hill when I need 12 surgeries, as you see me. And I started running up the hill praising God. And I heard that verse, you shall run and not grow weary. You shall walk and not faint. And Peter, you found under that verse, the day I found power in him, instead of losing strength, I was gaining it. He was in my body. I felt 10% of it. And that's what I learned to do, and that's why it blessed me to be sick. But you guys will never understand this. But that's what gave me the stamina that it gave me. I learned to overcome the flesh that way. It actually says it, doesn't it? But you don't read the Bible that way. You read it the way you were taught, or that you understand it. But he shares it to me by light, downloads. The word is just they're witnesses to me. That's all they are, you see. The words, the scriptures are witnesses to me and of me. Yeah, you thought I was crazy? Scripture. I would be tossing and turning and aching all night. And you thought I wouldn't have the spirit because I had this genetic disorder? Scripture. All these things that I'm doing, we literally called out the war of the darkness and light on the day that was prophesied by, I think it was Rabbi Kaduri or Manandi. I never say his name. I don't remember who it was, but anyway, we ended up the day it says the Messiah was. Crazy stuff happening. Let me just tell you that. But let me just tell you, everything that he's done for me is so I can feel his heart. And I feel Abba. I feel Abba's heart. And so I'm in love with his heart. And I got introduced to him by my Messiah, Yeshua. He's the little light that took the leaven away so that the big light wouldn't kill me with his love when he lit my menorah. His way. Literally, fire came down like lightning. Fire and light out of my heart and into a rainbow. And down into the earth and energy. I was off the ground, shaking, vibrating. I was about to explode. Every part of my being, I felt like all the dust was about to just explode from each other. The vibration was so powerful. And at that instant when it came in, I grabbed my heart and I go, oh my God, this is everything I've been looking for. Because nothing can please me. I was in pain all the time. I wasn't normal to enjoy sports and foolish things like you. And you judge me too. Because I'm not normal like you. I don't have a goodly tongue. No, thank you. So I can con people? No, thank you. You try to take the Father's kingdom, the right of Eliyahu to build this thing. I said, I told you in my house, the Father builds this thing. The Father builds the house. And it's not with hands, like you think. It's not with earthly ways, with spiritual ways. So you found a verse that says, Peter judges Malki. And when I asked Abba, I said, is that true? He goes, yes, it is. He says, yes, it is. But if you read it the right way, read it from right to left. And if you see it your way, it says, then Malki judges Peter. See, Peter, I knew your heart. And I saw your heart. And you know what it's like for the Father to see his children being fooled by people that have a goodly tongue. And they're being fooled by this. And conned into things. So you can drive a Cadillac too? The vehicles I drive are all by faith. I'm sorry. May you be judged now too. You conned a lot of people. And you judged too. When you didn't know the whole truth. I'm pretty sure you do. So the tithe is supposed to go to the temple, not to you. And this is where you failed. See, I'm the one that was given the reed. Revelation 1:11, my number. Anyway, I love when the Father just makes everything known. I'm getting apologies. I told you I was there to split your church. Rightfully so. Thank God I did. Lest you were in control. Now these people can be separated. And they can learn to hear me too. So that all may know him. Not necessarily through you. Anyway, this is the Father's heart that I feel. Because as they go against the rightful order, they get judged too. So I just listen and do. It's not me who says these things, and people think I curse them and things. And I say, be careful you're talking about. There's a spirit inside of me. It's the Holy Spirit. I know it. Because he does righteous things. And because he can't handle these evil things, it upsets him or her. And he twists my guts. First time it happened when I went to kiss an idolatry. Oh, he hated that. Now I got in an argument with my mom today because she still has them in her house, even though I burned all the ones that I found years ago. I said, I can't keep coming in here like this. I can't see my mom being cursed. I can't see my mom being cursed. And I yelled at her, and she's like, oh. And I'm like, oh my God, she's 90 years old, and she's going to die and not know. If she has the Ten Commandments, I told it to her, and I have it, it's in Greek, and she has it right there right behind the idolatry, actually. So that she sees what she's doing. And she's breaking the law in Greek, too. And that's even worse, don't you think? So I become a curse to my own family. Her mother was stubborn like that, too. She was offending me. She told me today she wanted to find a house, and we just sold her house. She wanted to find a house and to win her in Arizona. I just fixed my room and the bathroom. Even planted a gardenia out front. It died. Anyway, it's very offensive to me. She's 90 years old. She can't even walk I mean, she's I don't know. She thinks she needs a bigger house to go stay in. She doesn't want. She plays these games, and I don't play these games anymore. I can't do those things. It's a lower vibration, and it brings you out of the spirit. You'll see, it's always something. The spirit will come in and come and bother you at the time that you're in the presence of God, and literally speaks the devils through her. Everything that Satan tells me, she tells me too. It's sad, when you're a prophet, and he says he's coming to split 2 against 3. I did all I could for her. It was taking me out of heaven to save her all the time. I can't do that anymore. I'm not going to stay behind anymore. This has been years and years and years. So you'll see that you're going to separate from family, but everyone that you lose, you're going to gain 10 too. Abba promised this. You know what I mean? Abba promised this. And those that love him, they love him and they'll do his will. They love him. And somebody at a lower church, give her every opportunity. She's got 2 other kids too. She tells me, not. But anyway, I've offered her many times to come and stay. But if she wants her idolatries, it can't be in my house. I'm sorry. Maybe that's why she wants a house of her own. I don't know. But I can't keep playing these games. Earlier in World War III, my mom's 90 years old and she wants to get a new car and all these things. And she's yeah, it's time that my sister takes care of her. I think it's her only option now. Anyway. Diary of a Madman. Here you go. When you start getting the light and the bride wakes up, it's going to be against your family. It's what happens. It's supposed to be this way. You see, it's a test anyway. The followers of Yeshua, it was all a test that they had to do because Abba wanted it that way. It's a test of love. But you'll see that when they treat you badly or whatever, it just gives you energy. When they think bad or just talk bad about you, things that aren't true, it just gives you more and more power and energy. It's the weirdest thing in the world. I had no idea. And somebody did something to me. And I was like, don't worry, it's only going to bless you. I'm like, really? How? And then I started to see. These people started falling into me. What I'm trying to say is they became underneath me spiritually. When they judge what they don't know, I get their crowns, you see. It's king against king. Wars in the heavens. So it's spiritual crowns that I can take, and they don't get it. I can make it rain, or I can make it rain, or I can make it drought. Spiritually speaking, although it has happened before by weather, Abba's will be done. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm here to bear witness to the light. And it's really bright and it's pure love. And if you see people doing weird things, it's light coming in and you think it's demonic. And it's the same as they thought with Yeshua. But the bride will be trimming herself with its energy. I get literally electrocuted because I was baptized by fire. Right after Yeshua, Zir Anpin, with the Father taking the little light, which is who Yeshua is to us. He's the one that finds the hidden leaven in you. And he takes it outside. He's the one that is taken outside to be burned. It is the light. He is an image of all that. And so that the Father comes in for Passover. I mean, the whole thing is about light coming in. Because right after he did this for me, the Father came in and I was electrocuted head to toe. And I knew I had the Spirit, and I just fell in love with Yeshua. I knew him as Jesus back then. And now he's been teaching me truth ever since then. But I fell in love this way, and I came back this way. And the truth is, it was all meant to be. But in the end, we'll see. He never said to worship him. It was all kind of a trick, too. Church of Nicolaitans, the 7 churches, and all these things. Nicolaitans means victor over the people. And that's the church. That was where I came out of. I came out of that. The lies. I have to follow all these saints' days. They give us all fake days to worship. They're pagan days. They're literally, but it was supposed to be this way, you see, because you're no higher than your master. So these are powers and principalities. And I go, oh, Abba, I see. It was all part of your plan anyway. He's like, yes, son, you see. Trust me. I know what I'm doing. Okay, Father. So all these saints were actually they are the Greek gods. And all these things that they worship, they became their spiritual things and powers and principalities, but all, in the end, must bow down to the King, who is the Mashiach, who is that spirit of love, Yeshua. But that's what he told me I had to build, and that's when gosh, there's so much I can tell you. He is the cornerstone and the capstone. It actually is a pyramid in government. It's a pyramid government. The enemy's been building all these things, and it goes to the bride. He showed it to me like this. There was a movie that all these people, and they were like all sick by, it was a plague that was out or a vaccine thing. They're all sick. And it was like a zombie apocalypse kind of thing. And one was climbing on the other, trying to get over this wall, but this wall was so tall. And one was dying. They were all dying because they were being smothered to death. But it became, those dead bodies became bodies to, wow. Those bodies became bodies for the others to be able to climb up. And in the end, it was like, the bride will come walking in. Just strange images that he gives me. But that's what they're building, this pyramid. It's the way they're building this pyramid. They're all trying to take control of it. And nobody has the right to it but those that Abba chooses. And that's why he told me I prophesied to them in 2019, right before the sacrifice. I said chaos was coming, and he was going to make it that nobody trusts in any government but his. And that's what I'm here to do, to share his government with you. It was the Father that spoke through me, that activated a lot of these things. It's him in me that does these things, not me. And Yeshua is my Mashiach, my husband, in a sense. That spirit that comes in. But it was the way, the truth, and the life, and that was how I got to the Father, through him. So, yeah, I'm tired now. Let's not go off on another tangent to say I use this medicine instead, and it saves the government about $31,000 a month just for the sleep medication. Can you believe this? It used to be $40 over the counter. Wow. So, but praise Abba, because it also helps me prophesy. Who knew? It was the Levite's right to do. And I have this connective tissue, and he's the one that told me to use it. And I hated it at first. And then it gave me life. And abundantly. In ways I never thought possible. I still have all these problems. The MRIs still show. I'm not healed of these things. But he shows me how I can do it. He shares with me how I can do it with him. And then I can. But I can only do it when I'm with him. So it means I can only be doing it while I'm doing his will. So it's very hard. I'm trying to find what kind of job can I do. I was trying to drive, and I was driving as a prophet, actually. And I do when I'm home. Anyway, he puts people in Abba's car, and he wants to talk to them through me. Who am I to say no? Am I not going to let my master in? He's the king inside of me. He's the king that lives within. That's how it was always supposed to be. He wanted to come dine with you. And then you and me. You see, when we're in him, we're in each other. Spiritually. We're one in the Messiah. Am Israel Chai. Am Israel Chai. But we are one in him, Echad. One mind. One spirit. And when we do that, we live in this place of love, and everybody just, oh my God, the love that I saw in Jerusalem, but then I also saw on the 8th day. Maybe it was part of the same thing, I don't know. But we were living inside the fire, that's all I know. So, if you guys can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen. Because I'm telling you, those who are entering in are literally going to be living in a sun. In it, on it. That's what this image is. That's where heaven is. It's going to burn. The unholy, but bless the holy. The unholy will be like ashes under your feet. But it's going to bless the holy as you walk in 7 times hotter. And it's just pure love. And his pure love condemns people. His pure love condemns people. Father, forgive me. Share with me who I need to give or what to do. I'm living, borrowing, trusting you. Thank you, Father. Thank you. So now, be careful letting people jade you. I've been hurt a lot of times because I'm a very giving person. And I end up getting taken advantage of all the time. And yet I still feel like I don't give enough. But like the Father has built his kingdom, Abba's helped me do things, and it's all to build something for him. I'm just a disabled man, trying to do the best I can to listen to him. As you can tell, I don't even know punctuation and grammar. Hey, well, I was my backpack and teacher she threw my backpack and me out of the class. And English, I couldn't get it. One son's like that. But guess what? He's brilliant in other ways, so I made him excel those ways. He didn't have the gift for that, but he had a gift for Tet. He has so many gifts that are so powerful and so much better. Like when you're on the autistic spectrum kind of thing, it's like he takes something away from you only to make you better, too. Last story. I've been talking a long time. This is more than usual. Maybe I'll save it for another day. Anyway, this is the Father's message for today. I don't know who wants to listen to it, but it's a diary of a madman. That's who I am. I'm mad and I'm a man. And I'm trying to share what I feel inside. And what I know is the Father's heart is what I feel. He's been showing it to me for years. I would literally cry just hearing the number. You know what it's like getting a dozen eggs? Oh, there it goes again. Oh, how I long to have gathered you like a hen gathers her chicks. But you weren't willing. Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta go to bed. I'm still flesh, you know. But he lives in me. And I can pray for you too. May he speak sweet nothings to you in the pillow talk. Because that's really special. That's when he really knows you. When you really know him. And he's giving you his feelings. He wakes you up just so you can feel what he feels. See, that's all somebody really wants from somebody else, really, isn't it? They're in pain, some reason or another. And the other, they want compassion from the other. But it all comes down to jealousy, if you look and see. It's from the very get-go. It was that way. Shalom, shalom.